Ustaz, maybe this kind of method mungkin boleh explore lah, boleh dilihat. Like school classes sports club ni, maybe for Ustaz, di samping the rise of ada sports club lain lah juga untuk growkan lagi di ekosistem tu.
I think what Zai is trying to explain is by having that demand system tu, for instance, if school A is having a good coaches or facilities in hockey and football, for instance, so all the students around that particular district or sub-district, they will go there to train there. So each schools will have their own specialization lah, contoh ataupun sports that they offer. Maknanya all range of sports lah. So school A might be hockey and football. School B might be table tennis or badminton. School C maybe other sports lah, So macam tu lah dia punya sistem management tu. So this is something that because it will address the issues of resources juga lah kan, because tak semua sekolah ada semua facilities. So this is one thing lah. And I believe of course kita tak boleh lari daripada football punya current grassroots system. The interest among parents, among communities in football pun tinggi. The organic movement ni in grassroots football has been happening in particular in urban areas kan. So this is one of the example on how community themselves trying to help lah to contribute to the ecosystem. So we need more in other sports as well lah. Sekarang ni memang banyak movement apart from the school system. Dulu-dulu memang kita very much relying on the school system kan. So now kita tengok macam saya cakap tadi, those yang pergi AT during weekdays akan pergi private club during weekends. Macam my son pun weekend pergi private club, AT Isnin, Selasa, Khamis lah tentu. So football is a good example lah. So maybe other sports can start to emulate that kan. And again NSA need to play their role juga lah in this.
I think one of the biggest factors, gentlemen, I think one of the biggest factors that causes that resulted in a certain level of success for grassroots football, and how the community itself is running their own competitions, running their own activities, right, is due to the fact that there is the existence of reliable public infrastructures for that sports to take place. Right. I think that's why in urban areas you have a lot of these grassroots movements. Primarily, it's because there's a lot of infrastructure within the urban setting that facilitates this kind of organic development. Right. Here in Kemaman, we are very fortunate that we have a stadium Mot Chili that already has an upgraded field and lighting and all. So that somehow has alleviated the excitement within Kemaman, and you have a team, you have a league. We have 2 teams now who is very aggressive, and then the league itself. We have 2 leagues. Of course, nowadays it's being locked due to the lockdown. It's not being taking place. But yeah, I think one of the most important thing for this thing to take place. For schools, yes, it's the resources. I think we need the ministry to start investing more on this and other infrastructures for school. But another thing that we need to look into as well is for the state or the government to invest in public infrastructure, and organically things like this will take into position.
Yeah, and also just to add on that, not necessarily everything is ministry. School kena, the ministry also kena play a role so that they orang tak strict sangat untuk allow outside parties to come and help help improve the pitch, help improve facilities and all that. So that taklah membebankan ministry sangat.
Exactly. I would love that. Yeah. I would love to see more private enterprises being involved in, helping, maintain the field or maintain the gymnasium at schools. It would be a lot more exciting.
Yeah, if you look at Chinese schools, there are a lot of private investment in basketball courts and basketball arena. kan, standard schools.
Exactly.
I have this. I've played in one pitch ni in sekolah Tamil di Sendayan. They hook up with a local club, and the club were given something of leasing lah to manage the football field, and they built a nice pavilion, a 2-story, and they manage with the floodlights semua. I think with it's up to the respective pengetua or guru besar to talk to MOE on how to convince them to ensure that it's a win-win situation for both schools, for the children, for the school children, and also for the community to use the facilities. And
I think that's a good model that everyone could use.
And in the end, they can always to maintain the field and then share the profits for PIBG ke, for the sports club ke, macam tu lah kan. I think that's one of the ways lah.
Yep.
So,
right, Carl, hello, Carl, did you get your answer?
Yeah, partially. Just what about the post sekolah punya, that segment, the sporting clubs aspect.
I guess what we're trying to say is you improve on the community punya facilities, baru and the community pun akan guna, tak semestinya schooling age saja pakai the padang in school. So probably dia akan segment the time usage, lepas tu the community orang tua semua boleh pakai juga. So that's the beginning of probably a start for a club dekat situ.
I would like to second that juga. I believe it was written somewhere in the Malaysia Plan document for not only schools, for government training institute, kan they have lots of facilities inside, for other education institutions to start sharing their resources lah, to open up. Because the usage actually is very, very, very low. In government training institute, kan institut latihan awam, kan, we have lots of them throughout the country. Banyak yang kurang digunakan. Bila orang datang training, datang kursus baru guna. So this one tu banyak tu reality je lah. Banyak kita banyak facilities, banyak facilities tapi tak being itulah
underutilized
underutilized lah boleh kata.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, it's already 10:30. I just wanna let's just end this session. I just have one question that's been bugging me throughout this whole session. We promised the people here to talk about something about naturalization, right? So there's a game coming up involving a lot of naturalized players, and it's a very important game. It's against Vietnam. We need to win this one. So in that context, can TID or to a certain can TID assist the Football Association of Malaysia or something to come up with a more comprehensive plan for our naturalization program? Is it being applied before by other countries? Zaid, do you have any idea?
Okay. Interesting issue actually. Okay. It's actually been applied in like countries like Singapore is also applying, and other countries as well. But it also relates with of course the goal of achieving success or winning a competition. Okay, and the other one is the glory of having and developing our own talent, and fully utilizing on the local talent, right? So my thought is it depends on the goal as such. It definitely it'll bring a good strategy in the sense of strengthening the sport or the game for tournament. But I think I will answer that Yeah.
So you're saying you're saying that you have the capacity to come up with some kind of framework to help, for example, the Football Association of Malaysia or any NSA who is interested in naturalization, but you prefer that TID to work on something on a long term with local talents, right?
Yeah. For me, we always need to look into the long term. I mean, in short term, we need to strengthen. We should need to strengthen the local team, and at the same time, learning and tap into the how to say these successful figures, and we need to basically explore the short term and also the long term strategy for that. That would be my thoughts on this.
Faisal,
Yeah,
do you echo his
you know,
thoughts?
when we talk about sports in general, I think we also need to realize that Malaysians players have also been naturalized in badminton. In Singapore players is basically Malaysians playing for Singapore. So I believe the aim of any TID or development programs is to do our very best to produce the best players for the country. Satu. So my take on naturalization, because it has been going on for many years. Even the best football nation or in the world is doing it. But in order for us to do it, for me personally, we need to naturalize only the best. We need to pick the very best, not just for merely doing naturalization, just to please the fans ke, nak please some stakeholders kan. For me personally, taking macam Leon Cools. That is is a very good example of a type of player that we should naturalize. Itu personal lah.
So you're saying that if you're gonna naturalize someone, it has
very
to
good
be
quality
at a younger age. Good quality at a younger age so that it can be
not
groomed.
necessarily. It could be one of it. Qatar is doing it. Qatar, they've been doing it because they have lack of resources. I went to Doha last year in 2019. I talked to some of the naturalized athletes, young athletes, just to share lah. You know, when I talk to them in athletics, most of them are from African countries, Morocco, some part of Africa. They were given some sort of passport for 3 to 5 years, and at that age, around 15 to 17, they need to hit a few KPIs lah in terms of timing in their events kan, 5,000 meter ke 3,000 meter ke apa. So if they don't hit it, then they will go back to the country. Macam tu lah. They lose their PR ke apa, dia punya tu lah, status. So that's Qatar punya style lah. Tapi I think for Malaysia currently, for kita nampak football lah yang try to naturalize, and we did that in Scrum 98 juga, sama juga kan. So if we want to naturalize, betul-betul go for quality lah. Go for quality. Kalau dia akan backlash balik pada kita kan.
Yeah, that's true. Safirul.
Yeah.
Would you be open? Let's say if you are still the CEO at NFDP, would you be open to naturalize young players into the program to AMD?
I think NFDP ni dia with the objective of to nak bina dan develop as many as quality homegrown.
Yes.
The keyword is homegrown. So maksudnya if we have done that for many years, for 30 tahun lepas tu tak jumpa juga cari apa semua tu, then we can think of plan B lah.
Yeah, but mate, like I mean, if you bring in these kids at the age of 12, bring in these kids at the age of 15, because as you said, right, you've been screening them at the early stage. You know to a certain extent where they are capable or not. We bring him at the age of 12, 13 or 15, and then, you know, by the end, you know, it's a homegrown process.
Kalau benda tu, scouting tu berlaku dalam negara kita, dia kebetulan anak expat, is that what you're saying? Anak expat memang bekerja kat sini, memang sekarang pun ada ramai yang training dekat Akademi Tunas ada juga. Tapi there will come a time where they themselves have to make a decision. Dia orang nak balik ke negara dia orang ke, ataupun nak try nak mencuba nasib in a higher league, yang better league, yang meaning they can get more money outside ke. It's up to them. It's
So
up.
so so macam academy players at the age of young players outside of Malaysia, kita tak boleh nak ni lah. It's not
Huh?
something that you would.
I think kalau kita nak gunakan public funds to go scout for young players outside, tu rasa macam tak kena lah, because
It's wrong.
because number satu, you are a firm believer of nak create more participation among kids kan, when it comes to football ke apa ke. So you want to give orang kata apa, the best platform for Malaysian kids first, whoever yang ada in this country. So that first before we even go. Aku tak kisah sebenarnya kalau macam dalam case of heritage players yang memang ada apa ni,
roots.
Ada roots, ada Malaysian roots nanti, if they are good enough and they can compete in apa ni untuk pasukan kebangsaan, no problem. Like Faizal cakap lah about Dion Kools kan. Tapi agak tak best tu bila kita start naturalizing player-player yang dah memang dah tak peak dah memang dah downhill, dah going down. Itu aku rasa harga pasport yang kita bagi dekat dia tu is terlalu mahal untuk dia berbakti untuk pasukan kebangsaan for what? For another 2-3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Aku rasa macam something is wrong somewhere lah kalau pakai method
it cheapens our citizenship, doesn't it?
Of course. Dan tak boleh disamakan pasal dekat Europe punya imigran masuk tu. Sana tu is the club that is pursuing players from Africa apa semua tu, because the club needs to because ada value player ni kalau jual beli player ni. So it's the club that is pushing it, and sebab tu bagi dia orang pasport, dia orang masuk EU apa semua, and then tiba-tiba dia orang jadi national players tu disebabkan dia dah bukan maksudnya FA negara tu memang pergi mencari orang dekat Afrika, tak. So it cannot be a policy of us to go out there to find.
Actively looking.
Tapi kalau ada tiba-tiba yang ada roots, Malaysian roots, why not? Tu satu. Dua, kalau memang expat tu dah lama duduk kat Malaysia, mana dia memang main kat sini, kalau dia decide to play in our colours, why not?
Macam Sumareh kan ni?
Macam Sumareh.
Okay. Alright, thank you very much Safira, thank you very much Faizal, thank you very much Syed for spending an additional 40 minutes.
No problem.
We promised for an hour, but we're giving everyone an hour and 40 minutes. Thank you to all the listeners. This is VSN2030 Twitter Spaces series number 2. We were talking about talent ID and development. If you guys have any opinion or anything that you guys want to share, or any insight that is useful for the development of the VC Sukarnegara blueprint, please feel free to go to VSN2030.my. There's a platform there where you can share and help the country shape the future of sports here. Thank you very much, and we'll be having another series next week. So tune in and catch you guys all again. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone. All right.
Faizal.
Thanks Yunus.
Bye.
Take care. Stay safe everyone.
Good night.
Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Wassalam.